welcome back. Just a really quick video for you tonight because as you can tell I'm super tired and I can't be bothered to stand and cook and do something that's going to take a long time. So I've got the Instant Pot out and I'm going to do a beef stroganoff in the Instant Pot. It's really easy, chuck it in, walk away and it'll be done if you remember to turn it on. I've also got some water that's starting to boil on the hob. I'm just going to do some brown rice in there, 30 minutes, that'll be done, and then I'm going to grab some asparagus from the garden and serve it with that on the side, and that is just one nice meal that makes it a lot easier for me tonight. So I promised you I'd show you using the Instant Pot. It's just a nice simple recipe for when you're tired or when you just can't be bothered or for when you just need it. Now what you're going to need is, I've got about 500 grams of diced beef, not steak, just cheap cut, and I've just cut it up quite small, just into mouth-sized pieces. This is only going to go in the Instant Pot for about 20 minutes, but it needs to come up to pressure and come down, so it will take a little bit longer than that, but it's hands off. And you want a chopped up onion. I've only got a really small amount, so I'm going to also just quickly saute the beef off using the saute mode on the Instant Pot with the onion that I've got, but I'm going to add in some onion powder and some garlic powder as well, because I've literally just used the last of my garlic out of the ground, and if you've got them fresh, add those instead, but I've got a little bit, so I'm going to do that and then use the powder for the rest. And you need some Worcestershire sauce, and 200 ml of beef stock is what I'm using. So if I remember, I'll try and write the recipe up that I'm following, and we're going to cook the beef in the stock in the Instant Pot for 20 minutes on high pressure, and then at the end I'm going to add in some mustard, some cooked off mushrooms if you like them. I mean, what's stroganoff without mushrooms? And some cream cheese, because that's just what makes this easy. Takes longer to say than it does to do, so I'm just going to get on and do that now. Little cup of tea first, because really tired, but I will be back with a longer video very soon. So you're gonna have to forgive me because I've lost, well I haven't lost, I just don't know where my tripod is, so I can't just put this up above and look at what's going on. So I've got the brown rice, that's just going to simmer away now for about 30 minutes, so it should be done for just after 6. We normally eat about 6:30, and I'm just literally doing a bad job but trying to saute, so just to brown off this beef. I'm just sauteing the beef. You don't have to do that if you don't have time, but I'm doing it tonight because I can be bothered to do that. And all I've got in here, I've got some garlic powder and some onion powder, and just mix them up because they're a little bit lumpy because they're getting a bit old. And I'm just going to sprinkle that over the beef once it's browned a little bit. Add the onions in, add in an oxo cube, which is just beef stock, and 200 ml, and get this away, 200 ml of water, and get this away, and that will be lovely and tender, ready to add in the rest at the very end. And it's just started raining, so I'm going to go and have to get the asparagus in the rain. So I've just added the oxo cube and the onion. You can barely see, but there's that's the fresh onion, but there's also the onion powder and the garlic powder in there as well. So I'm just going to give this a stir, add in the water, and then pop this on 20 minutes on high and just leave it alone. I forgot, you also want to add the Worcestershire sauce, so just a good few glugs or 2 tablespoons if you're looking for measurements, that'll do. That's all in, and I've pressed cancel to stop the saute, so now I'm going to pop the lid on, turn this to sealing at the back, and then we're going to go manual. It's going on high pressure, and I'm going to turn it down to about 25. The recipe is 20, but I want to get it really tender. In fact, no, I'm going to leave it at 25, and then that'll line up with when this rice is done. I'm just going to put my lid back on my olive oil. I'm just going to leave that simmering away. I'm not going to put the lid on the rice. That's brown rice in there, and this is now going to come up to pressure. So you heard those beeps. That's going to come up to pressure. The timer will start when it's on, when it's pressurized, and then once it's complete the time, you can let it come down to pressure naturally, but I'm usually too impatient or we're too hungry. So then I'll just knock this forward, which will go back onto venting, which lets the steam escape. And then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. Well, there's a kind of a break in the rain, so I'm making a dash to get the asparagus. There's a coat that's been left out and the heavens just opened. We didn't expect it. And I'm gonna I was just saying that for the mushrooms, what's a stroganoff without mushrooms? Well, this stroganoff's going to be without mushrooms because everybody's feeling a little bit tired and a little bit testy tonight, and I don't think kids who hate mushrooms are going to do too well with mushrooms tonight, so I'm going to replace them with peas. Yeah, I know, not normal, but pick your battles. No, I didn't. It's got me. It's raining really bad again. It doesn't look it. Got some lovely asparagus though. That's going to go nice as the side. I'm not even going to get that cut because it's too wet now. So I'm just going to stir the peas through, frozen peas, and that'll be lovely. It's an extra veg anyway. I love mushrooms, but I'm about the only one. And then we will be having a lovely tea, or dinner, as people say. We say tea. So the instant pot has done its time and it's come back down. I didn't wait for it to depressurise. I just vented it myself. And I've got it back on saute mode. So I've added in some mustard, so Dijon mustard, a couple of, well, 3 teaspoons, just to like it a bit spicy. And I've put in some cream cheese, just Aldi's cream cheese, cheap cream cheese. And I'm just mixing that around. I've also got the frozen peas in, and the beef is really, really tender. So this is just cheap beef, cheap cuts of beef. And it's just looking really nice, and I'm really pleased because it really has been hands off. The asparagus is done. That just took a couple of minutes, and the rice is done. So I'm going to get this served up because actually it seems that we've got a bit of a poorly household tonight. So the kids are on form and Stephen's not feeling too good. So I think I might just sit down with my recipe books. I've got some rhubarb that I'm going to process. I'm going to do some cordial and I'm going to make it shelf stable. So I'll be water bathing that, and that's going to be rhubarb cordial. So I'll do a short video on that, which I've said I'll do before, but essentially it's just cooking up. For every kilo of rhubarb, you add 100 ml of water and then leaving it drip overnight, and then we'll add sugar in to taste and get it water bathed so that it's shelf stable. But I will need to make a few batches because that goes so quickly. Anyway, I'm going to serve this up. I'll show you what it looks like and then we're going to eat. But thanks for watching for now, and I'll talk to you soon with a longer video. There we go. I've got brown rice, the stroganoff-ish, and asparagus just on the top. That is a home-cooked family meal.